Good morning. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Valerie Broadbent and Monique Pinnock will sing O Canada this morning.
Please sit down, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 106th Convocation of the University of Waterloo. 106th Convocation. Now, the University of Waterloo is a very entrepreneurial university and very creative. So I just thought we have the math faculty here and the math graduates, and so I just wanted to highlight for you a story of a businessman who walked into a New York City bank and asked for the loans officer. And he said he was going to Europe on business for 2 weeks, and he needed to borrow $5,000. Loans officer said, "That's fine. If you've got security, we'll lend you the $5,000. So he said, "See outside, I've got a Rolls Royce. It's parked there. Here are the keys." So they did their little checking, found out that he owned it, took the Rolls Royce into the parking lot, bank's parking lot, underground, kept it there, and the man took his $5,000 and went to Europe. 2 weeks later, the businessman came back, paid the $5,000. He says, "How much interest?" $15.41, paid him $15.41. The loans officer said, "We really appreciate your business, but we checked on you. You're a very wealthy man. Why would you borrow $5,000 from us?" And the businessman said, "Where else in New York City can I park my car for 2 weeks for $15? So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this convocation. And the convocation will begin. Here at Waterloo, each convocation is a celebration of the achievements of our graduates. And this morning, we celebrate with those graduates in the Faculty of Mathematics, including St. Jerome's. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the Senate of the University, I'd like to express my congratulations and best wishes to all who will graduate this morning. Please savor every minute of today's ceremony and the celebrations that will follow within your circle of family and friends. Today is a rite of passage, a passage to an exciting future where you can apply knowledge, share your expertise, or continue learning. I also welcome the families and guests of the graduating students. Your presence today is a tangible demonstration of the support and commitment to the graduates. We will begin with the conferring of an honorary degree and title on an individual who has distinguished himself in the academy. We will then confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Finally, medals will be awarded to graduating students who have excelled in their studies. The proceedings will take less than 2 hours, and we ask that you remain in your place until the convocation is adjourned and the academic procession has left the convocation hall. The ceremony blends certain age-old university rites and protocols with a spirit of informality that characterizes Waterloo. We trust that it will be an occasion to enjoy and an occasion to remember. I offer you my congratulations, and as you move from Waterloo, I challenge you, take risks, be unconventional, but do not forget that honesty, integrity, and strength of character should be the driving force in all that you do. As an aside, when I was your age, I was introduced to a book by Napoleon Hill, and the name of the book was called Think and Grow Rich, a wonderful book that studied success stories of businessmen, doctors, politicians, scientists, and others. The book analyzed the principles behind their success and explained it in very simple terms, concluding finally with this line: what the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. What the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve. So one day when finally you've made your mark on this world, make sure that you give back to others less fortunate. After all, every one of us has benefited from the wisdom, advice, and generosity of others that have helped us in our careers. So let me just close with a Chinese proverb, and it goes something like this: if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, go help somebody. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the convocation, and the convocation will now begin. Thank you. I will now invite Levant Tunjel, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies, to the podium. Levant.
Mr. Chancellor, I present Robert Bixby. Although he is now best known for his work in optimization, early in his career, Robert Bixby worked mainly in combinatorics, especially on the theory of matroids. Matroids provide a unifying concept in combinatorics. They are also important in optimization, where the presence of this structure often corresponds to the solvability of a combinatorial optimization problem. Professor Bixby made important contributions to matroid theory, including a beautiful characterization for the class of ternary matroids. Beginning in 1980s, Professor Bixby's attention shifted to linear optimization. The linear programming model is very important in applications because it can be solved efficiently and provides accurate models in many situations, and because many more general problems are solved by using linear programming as a subroutine. Linear optimization is arguably the single most important mathematical model. Since the 1980s, Professor Bixby's work on linear optimization and integer programming led to the invention of the most successful linear optimization and integer programming software. These were further developed by two very successful companies, Cplex Optimization and GrowB Optimization. Both of these companies were co-founded by Professor Bixby. Professor Bixby is currently Noah Harding Professor Emeritus of Computational and Applied Mathematics at Rice University, as well as Research Professor of Management in Rice University's Jones School of Management. He was elected to the U.S. National Academy of Engineering in 1997 for his contributions to the theory and practice of optimization. He received the Informs Impact Prize, the Beale Orchard Hayes Prize from the Mathematical Programming Society, and the Lanchester Prize for the best contribution to operations research and the management sciences. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of his outstanding contributions to combinatorics and optimization, as well as operations research, I request that you confer the degree Doctor of Mathematics, honoris causa, upon Robert Bixby.
I am honored to confer upon you, Robert Bixby, the degree of Doctor of Mathematics, honoris causa, and I extend my sincere congratulations.
I now invite Dr. Bixby to address the convocation.
So this is the mic that works. So let me begin by admitting that I am incredibly nervous. But hopefully all of you and I will get through this together. So I'd like to begin by saying what a great honor it is to receive recognition like this from, the University of Waterloo. If you work in the subjects I work in, since I started in this subject in the early 70s, University of Waterloo Faculty of Mathematics, Department of Combinatorics and Optimization has been the mecca for this subject, with people like Tutt and Edmonds, really among the greatest minds in this subject in the last 50 years. It's truly, as I said, I'm nervous, a great honor. I have another thing to thank the university for. All of my academic degrees have been in engineering, industrial engineering and operations research. Nevertheless, I've always considered myself a mathematician. My family never bought it. They always said, nah, you're an engineer. Your degrees are all in engineering. And then when I got inducted into the National Academy of Engineering in the US, it got worse. They said, see, you're an engineer. So now I finally have a mathematics degree. I can really... So where did I go wrong and head off into this world of mathematics and theorem proving? It may have started in high school. I received an award in high school from, it was called the Bank of America Award, for outstanding student in science and mathematics. And to this day, really, quite honestly, I don't understand why they gave me the award. There were certainly other students who were better qualified for that award and who went on to do quite well at university, but they gave it to me, and it was quite nice. It was followed by an event that didn't work out so well. we were supposed to go somewhere and somehow compete with other winners of this award. And one of the questions, big questions we were asked, we were interviewed, what do you plan to do with the rest of your life? And most of the people answered, they knew what they wanted to do, they were going to save the world, various things like that. And I was embarrassed to realize I hadn't thought about it. So the answer I came up with was, well, I want to do something that fascinates me, that motivates me, and I want to do something that I'm good at. They didn't like that answer, you know? But I think to this day it actually was quite a good answer and has been a guide to me in making choices. After that, I went to university, University of California at Berkeley, and studied industrial engineering. In my sophomore year, my advisor, I realize now he tricked me. He said, you need to go take this class in mathematics. I was a naive young undergraduate. I did what I was told. I took this class. Turned out everybody knew this was the hardest class in the sophomore year in mathematics and science and anything at the university, and I struggled for the first 3 weeks. But in the end, I fell in love with mathematics in that class. I learned how to think, and that class has undoubtedly been the single most important class that I have taken in my academic career. Again, I emphasize, it taught me how to think. I went from there to get a degree in operations research at Cornell University, though that was in engineering. Mostly I continued to take mathematics classes, and then took my first academic job, which was in a mathematics department, in spite of not having a degree, and spent probably the first 10, 15 years of my career focused on very theoretical mathematics, had an enormous amount of fun, worked with very smart people like Bill Cunningham, and proved nice theorems about matroid theory. Then the early 1980s arrived, and personal computers arrived, and I found that I was really fascinated by being able to solve real problems and the numerics associated with that. And when I realized that I enjoyed it, I decided to start working on that subject. It was a subject that at that point in time was already 40 years old, and most of my friends said, "You're nuts. This has all been done." And fortunately, I ignored them. And this led me to develop this computer code that has been mentioned, called Cplex, which, much to my amazement, and to this day I frankly don't fully understand the phenomenon, became the choice for people who were solving these kinds of problems. It turned into a commercial success. Money's not a bad thing, and it was a success in that sense, but it was also a success, and perhaps more importantly, in promoting research in a lot of different areas. It enabled lots of people to do things they couldn't do previously, and as I meet those people over the years, nothing is more gratifying. It has been a wonderful trip, and when I think back to this computer code, what distinguished it from other codes that were available was its, if you'll allow me to get just a bit technical, was its numerical robustness. It was much more robust than anything else that was out there. And I was not trained in numerical analysis. I was not trained in computer science. I didn't know any programming languages. I learned what I needed to learn as I was doing it. But that mathematics class that I took when I was an undergraduate, that was the guide to me in building the numerical kernels of this code. It really is true. I was thinking about what I learned in that class, and as a consequence, I think did some innovative and things different from what had previously been done. So in conclusion, I've had a really a fascinating, wonderful career, starting out in doing really rather pure research, moving into a more applied area, developing a tool that a lot of people used, starting a business which was successful, starting another business, which I now run, which has also been successful. What have I learned in that time? A lot. I've got 3 thoughts that I'd like to leave you with before I end, and they are the following. First of all, people are the single most important thing in any venture you build. You can make lots of mistakes, but if you've got the right people, it'll probably work out in the end. Number 2, you must be willing to take risk. Just getting a good idea is not enough. You've got to be willing to stick your neck out and take a chance. And finally, when it comes to making decisions, I am a firm believer in thinking analytically, considering the pluses and minuses, and adding them up. And my wife, who's sitting in the front row here, can confirm I can fret about a decision with the best of them. But in the end, if you've got the wrong feeling about that decision, if it doesn't feel like the right thing to do, don't do it. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Dr. Bisbee, congratulations, and thank you for those words of wisdom. Also welcome to becoming one of the member of Waterloo's distinguished alumni. Would members of the graduating class please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I present those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
I wish you were vested in me and in the university. I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Please be seated. I now invite Brian V. Hannevagen to come forward and deliver the Valedictory address. Brian.
First things first, smile. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You've got brains in your head. You've got feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Good morning, Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, distinguished faculty and staff, ladies and gentlemen, and last but surely not least, fellow graduates. As mentioned, my name is Brian Vadenagam, and I'm extremely honored and grateful to be standing here before you today, having been selected as the valedictorian for the mathematics graduating class of 2013. As the opening quote by Dr. Seuss so beautifully declared, the moment we've been waiting for has finally arrived. After 4 years, or as I'd like to think of it, 2,102,400 minutes. We've finally done it. In convocating today, we are proud to call ourselves University of Waterloo Mathematics alumni and marvel at the world of endless possibilities that now await us. But before we plan ahead for the future, it is important that we reflect upon the past that has brought us here. Moreover, the people that have brought us here. First of all, a special heartfelt shout out to the beaming parents, family, and friends that have loved and supported us during every step of this journey. From those late night phone calls complaining about those endless calculus assignments, to paying off credit card bills that ran well into the thousands, these past few years have not been easy. However, in teaching us our left from our right and our right from our wrong, you've provided us the tools necessary to succeed in anything we put our minds to. Let this degree stand as an everlasting symbol for all your strength and motivation. And please don't be mistaken, future assistance with credit card debt is both welcomed and encouraged. In that same sense of appreciation, on behalf of the graduating class, I'd like to thank the professors and other members of faculty that have taught us everything there is to know about the world of mathematics. Your passion, patience, and poise are definitely qualities to be envied. In remembering my first lecture here at Waterloo, I vividly recall the fear that consumed me while I sat in the lecture hall. Whether it was the size of the textbook or the inability to comprehend the course syllabus, I felt like a boxer fighting well out of his weight class. I'm happy to say, though, that over the next couple weeks, due in large part to the guidance of my teachers, that initial feeling of fear transformed itself into a sense of awe and accomplishment. Thank you, professors, for instilling in us that Waterloo spirit of why not, and pushing us to reach our full potential. Without you all, this would certainly not be possible. Finally, graduates, future leaders and game changers of society. Congratulations on this amazing feat. In trying to capture the essence of our time here at Waterloo, I think it's only fitting that we recall it as a time of tremendous change. From global developments such as the greatest financial crisis since the Great Depression, to local developments such as what to have for breakfast without Mel's Diner. We've triumphed through it all. Our perseverance and hard work are embodied in one priceless piece of paper that we are set to receive today. In looking ahead to the future, times are unpredictable as ever. But one thing remains for certain. The time for living through change is over, and the time for bringing about change has come. The time for living through change is over, and the time for bringing about change has come. So you may be thinking to yourself, that sounds fine and dandy, but how do I go about bringing this change? Do I use the Black-Scholes equation? Do I build an ANOVA table? Honestly, I have no idea. But I can tell you one thing. The answer you're in search of is not going to be provided to you by your pink tie-approved calculator. In order to fight for and accomplish change, you're going to have to invest in the people and relationships around you. After all, isn't that what got you thus far? So love freely, give generously, and communicate openly. If you believe in people like our family and professors believed in us, there's no telling how much good can be achieved. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. It's 98.75% guaranteed. Thank you.
Brian, thank you very much for those words of encouragement. We have just formally acknowledged the significant achievements of our graduates. And make no mistake, graduates, your achievements have been significant. You have been challenged. You have been stretched. You have invested your time and effort in Waterloo. And if we have done our job correctly, you will see a significant return on the investment as you leave campus. You have worked hard, tirelessly even, to make the financial sacrifices necessary to undertake your education. We hope it has been worth every penny. However, as I look around today, it is obvious there are many spouses, partners, parents, and grandparents, and other special people who are sharing in the achievement of our graduating class. In this age of online social networking, when connections can be forged far and wide, we should take the opportunity to remind ourselves of the most important social network of all, our families. Graduates, your family has played an important part in your education, from getting you off to a good start at a young age, in some cases helping to finance your education, to inspiring, encouraging, and consoling you from time to time, especially at exam time. For many of our students, particularly our international graduates, your families had to travel quite a distance to celebrate with you here today. For others, your family members were unable to be here. However, we do feel their presence here today. Graduates, know that we at the University of Waterloo appreciate the family contributions and sacrifices that have been made so that you could study here. And so at this time, I would like to call upon the parents, spouses, and families of the graduating class to please rise. Graduates, please join with me in applauding the support that they have given you. Please be seated. Thank you. If you would like to take photographs, you may do so in the area to the left of the platform. Please enter this area by going to the left side of the gym at the back and down the hallway. If you approach the area just before your special graduate is about to proceed across the stage, you can then take pictures. Once you have taken your photographs, please return to your seat to allow others to take photographs of their graduates. Graduates, please show respect to your fellow colleagues and their guests by returning to your seat after being hooted and remaining there until Convocation is adjourned. We will now proceed to the conferring of degrees. I now invite Conrad Hewitt, Chair, Department of Mathematics, St. Jerome's University, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidate for Bachelor of Computer Science Honours Cooperative Programme. Michael Reed Overmeyer, Kerry Evelyn Smith. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidates for a Bachelor of Mathematics, 3-year general program. Sophia Shimjewicz. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidates for a Bachelor of Mathematics Honours Programme. Kevin Bernard Breland, Hai-Ying Chen, Krista Suzanne Rose Dow. Alexander Festeriga, Kateri Therese Ganpat, Michael Mandeep Kalsi. Kochatan Kitananthawongs, Julia C. Kramrider. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the St. Jerome's University candidates for Bachelor of Mathematics Honours Cooperative Programme. Ivana DeLay, also the recipient of the Faculty of Arts for Distinguished Academic Achievement Award in French Studies. Stuart Alexander Wolcott, Alicia Ann Este, William Hayes, Tanisha Alicia Juliet Headley, Bethany Jane Huffnagel, Ryan Ernest Hunt. Michael David James, Donald Lindsay, Han Jiang Ling. Jonathan Templing. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Ian Golden, Dean, and David McKinnon, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Mathematics, University General Program, 3-year. Cassandra Elaine Cameron, Shan Jie Chen, Shu Jun Du. Lin Long Jiang, Sunga Li, Lin He Li. Xingyim Li, Yingbo Liu, Anthony Dimitrov Mladenov. Syed Muhammad Askari Naqvi, Yuan Yuan Shao, Hu Wai Shum. Jen Wei Tan, Jin Wang, Chung Yin Wong. Shi Jung. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now present candidates for the degree Bachelor of Mathematics, University Honours Program. Andrew Alkhani, Matthew Beckett, Manuel Alejandro Candales. Yifeng Sharon Chow, Li Chun, Shuxing Chun. Gilbert Chi Sing Chung, Gordon James Coburn, Luke Yoon Kovley. Zhongyuan Dai, Wei Du, Lisa Ann Elkin. Albert Fan, Hua Jinzi Fan, Lei Fu. Jacob James Funk, Longfei Gao, Ruby Rata. Yang Guo, Brian Sunyo Ha, Viola Holder. Mo Han, Summer Hawk, Samuel James Harris. Shin He, Kelvin Kawang Ho, Joseph Anthony Haran. Nikolai Christoph, Meng Ya Hu, Dan Dan Huang. Yuk Hei Clive Hung, Min Jin Jian, Jin Tian Jian. Zhao Jin, Jenna Christina Jupi, Andrew Jung. Su A Jung, Saima Takreis Khan, Monatsa Iqbal Khokhar. Jacqueline Wing K. Lau, Jianing Li, Zhuofei Li. Xiaoshan Li, Yu Yang, Jie Lu. Ziyan Liu, Wei Chao Ma, Yeming Ma. Christopher John Maguire, Amani Mohammed, Donna Christine Moreau. Lee Ngok Ngo, Colin Chi Ni, Matthew Orr. Calvin Pei, Da Pung, Jessica Rao. Curtis Jared Robinson, Jacob Alexander Romu, Maria Samartseva. Muhammad Tabrais Shah, Muhammad Shahjan, Ammar Shaikh Ali. Yu Chi Shi, Peter Thomas Russell Sinclair, Oi San Sandy So. Yuelin Sun, Margarita Tereshchenkova, Jingyuan Tian. Chi Yan Tong, Stephen Trandafir, Yu Hong Tu. James William John Vanderstelt, Ketesan Vigneshwaran, Abdul Wahab. Chung Shung Wan, Emily Veronica Williams, Tiffany Tan Wong. Ji Wu, Si Wu, Lawrence Xie. Yuxiang Xin, Zhaolong Xin, Peixin Xu. Yaning Shui, Bowen Yan, Hongyi Yang. Kexian Yang, Xiyue Yang, Shu Yang. Yi Yu, Bohong Zhang, Jinyu Zhang. Jing Zhang, Meng Zhang, Ning Zhang. Meng Ying Zhao, Shao Zhu, Ya Zhuo. Jason Zeev. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Mathematics, University Honors Cooperative Program. Jacob Michael Anjamir, Cassandra Bechard, Fang Ting Bi. Carrie Chan, Xian Chi Chang, Wen Yu Chang. Shagan Nadim Chowdhury, Zhengguo Chen, James Jingshan Cheng. Curtis Chim, Chunwei Cho, Monica Chu. Cameron James Connor, Allison Christine Conyard, Yu Min Sui. Shubham Datta, Danielle Nicole Dimmick, David Doshi. Joseph Leo Dymoff, Adrian Ng, Megan Catherine Fife. Andrew Flynn, Wingman Falk, Katie Follett. Michael Lee Forbes, Quan Chun Samuel Fu, Fei Gao. Siran Gao, Rebecca Monique Gabor, Mark Gillis. Aubrey Ann Gobuyan, Jia Gu, Chuan Guo. Xiao Di Han, Justin Harris, Yuan He. Danielle Hohal, Nathan Stephen Huffnagel, Marcel Humoniku. Ahad Iqbal, San Juan Jayakumar, Sean Jian. Neyua Sabrina Jin, Robert Henry Johnson, Abhishek Krishnamurti. Rebecca Hélène Lalonde, Jonas K. Young Lau, Malcolm Chin Lung Lee. Albert Lee, Ang Lee, Boyu Lee. Constance Lee, Dancy Dan Chi Lee, Jing Ru Lee. Lin Lin Lee, Michelle Sin Ming Lee, Shuman Lee. C.C. Lee, Tian Bo Lee, Tom Lee. Karina Roseanne Lim, Lin Lin, Yang Liu. Justin Locke, Benson Chek Long Lung, Beka Liu. Jung Ma, Natalia Mahabir, Kenrick Allen Mayo. Tara W. Mann, Nicholas Albert McInnes, Michael Jordan Moore. Spencer John Moran, Melissa Manshan Ung, Yan Lun Stephanie Ung. Justine Giovanna Paleshi, Allison Elizabeth Palmer, Mason Hussein Panju. Varun Jitendra Parekh, Mark Petrov, Mark J. Patvan. Sehua Chiao, Merwin Rosario, Andrew James Ruston. Dushyant Shashank Saraf, Stephen Robert Sawicki, Sean Julian Sawyer. Michael Craig Shantz, Ali Somani, Lacey Agnes Patrice Spellin. Christopher James Stanford, Benjamin Aaron Storer, Jun Sui. Jacqueline Yijia Sun, Richi Yikchi Tam, Helena Haoyu Tang. Jolene Simon Thom, Elizabeth Tyler, Brian V. Bethanyagam. Ishan Hua, Xiao Wen Wang, Xin Yan Wang. Brennan Patricia Wilson, Eunice Wong, Helena Wong. Ming Ming Wu, Tung Xiao, Sophie Xu. Tian Shua, Yun Jia Yang, Jessica Suk Man Yao. King Hong Young, Meng Wen Yu, Liu Hao Zhan. Mu Yan Zhang, Yu Zhang, Pu Zhao. William Yiding Zhao, Tian Chi Zheng, Yi Zhen Zheng. Mu Yan Zhang, Guan Wen Zhou, Tim Zhou. Wen Qi Zhu, Tony Tian Ji Zhuang. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. I now invite Levent Tunchel, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Mathematics. Danielle Brandville, Ming Ma, Jonathan William Murley. Boglarka Suz, Rebecca Catherine Tessier. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Mathematics for Teachers. Drazen Petrovic, Lori Ann Mary Bridgeford, Sharon Cockerton. Jennifer Kurish, Richard Allen Flynn, Anne Elizabeth Elliott. Matthew Geddes, David Hagan, Mada Adnan Hotey. Marlene Haskell, Doneen McLaren, Glenn Gordon McMillan. Mihai Christian Reget, Raymond Sarkisian, Andrew Anthony Sobolewski. Marcel Anthony Tobacco, Robert Wheeler. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Timothy Cayley. Kai Cheong Chen. Elçin Elgün. Killian Miller. Ruben Chin. Christopher Ian Ramsey. Colin Donald Roberts. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by the Senate but who were unable to be present at today's convocation.
I confer the degrees in absentia.
I now invite Jeff McBoyle, Vice President Academic and Provost, to the podium.
Kenneth R. Davidson. The Graduate Studies Office, in collaboration with the Graduate Student Association, established the Award of Excellence in Graduate Supervision to recognize faculty members who have demonstrated outstanding success and commitment in the supervision of their graduate students. Graduate student supervision has many dimensions, including being a mentor, advisor, collaborator, strategist, sponsor, supporter, and sometimes a long-life friend. The relationship between graduate student and supervisor is complex, and effective graduate supervision requires dedication and commitment to all aspects of the welfare and success of the student. Professor Davidson put an incredible amount of effort and care into graduate supervision. One colleague stated, quote, "The results of his efforts are simply amazing. Ken achieved these outstanding results with students who required very different levels and very different modes of supervision and mentoring. Ken's skill and wisdom in recognizing these needs of students and adjusting his supervisory modes have been outstanding." End of quote. Another colleague, when referring to the letters received in support from students and postdocs, mentions, quote, "I am struck by the passion that so many of them exhibit in describing the immense impact that Ken has had not only on their academic lives, but also in shaping the way they approach their own careers after leaving Waterloo." End of quote. Former graduate students emphasized the value of their regular meetings with Ken and how committed he was to holding these meetings. Many former students said, in addition to all the other duties, Professor Davidson kept up these meetings throughout their entire life. Mr. Chancellor, in recognition of the guidance and inspiration that he has provided to his graduate students, I ask that you present Kenneth Davidson the Award of Excellence in Graduate Student Supervision. I now invite Ferdinand Hamdallapur, President and Vice Chancellor, to the podium.
The University of Waterloo is proud to have been invited to award the Governor General's Silver Medal for Academic Merit. 3 silver medals are being presented at convocation ceremonies this week to the graduates who achieved the highest standing in the bachelor's program in the university. One of these medals will be presented now. Mr. Chancellor, I request that you present the Governor General's Silver Medal for 2013 to Boyu Lee, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Mathematics, Honors Cooperative Education in Pure Mathematics and Mathematical Finance and Combinatorics and Optimization. I asked Boyu what his GPA was, and he said it was only 97. So we're very proud of him. Good morning again. Graduates, you were graduands before you came here, now you are graduates. What a fabulous feeling. It's been a great morning, and as I watched you crossing the stage, or I talked to many of you, I can't tell you how proud of you I was. Many of you told me that you are going to some wonderful graduate schools to do further studies. Many of you told me that you will continue your teaching career. And many of you told me that you have wonderful jobs and careers waiting for you. And some of you told me that you were going to do something different. You were working with some startups or you were going to try something of your own. And that was fabulous for me to hear. And I'm sure my colleagues heard similar plans and aspirations. This is one of the greatest moments that I live every year, when I witness your transformation, when I hear from you your wonderful plans that you have in mind. You do this with excitement, with enthusiasm, but most importantly, with confidence. And I'm so glad that we were part of building your confidence. Mr. Chancellor, I think we need to acknowledge this. So would you please join me in giving a big round of applause to our graduating classes? You heard some wonderful remarks from various speakers, so I'm going to try to be brief. It's not easy. This is a great moment, again, to give you the one last lecture, but I'll try to refrain from that. But I'm going to leave you with two thoughts. One is the degrees you're holding in your hands. You worked very hard for that degree, and please keep it in mind. Even though a lot of people here help you to get that degree, it is your degree. You earned it. You worked very hard. You earned it with your integrity. Do not forget that and be very proud of the degree you're holding. The second one is the institution you're graduating from, the University of Waterloo. Be very proud of this university and be very proud of the faculty you're graduating from. This university, when it was first founded in 1957, made a promise to Canada and to our community and to every student who came here to study that we will be at the cutting edge of everything we do. And in our short history, for the past 21 years, we have been named the most innovative university in Canada, 21 consecutive years. We have been able to keep this promise because of your hard work, dedication of your professors and faculty, and we will continue keeping that promise. We hope that for many more years to come, the University of Waterloo will be in a leadership position and will continue to be named the most innovative university, not only in Canada, but around the world. We will continue counting on you to keep that promise, because you will be, with your dedication, with your work, we will be putting us further on the map. We have many, many challenges, many, many opportunities, and I see you being the bridge. I see you being the solutions to those challenges. I can see that you will be very successful in whatever you'll be doing. But I would like to remind you of our Chancellor's little story, and also Brian's comment, our valedictorian, that whatever you do, make sure that you give back. First, make sure that you make a lot of money, and when you give back, make sure that you remember your alma mater. Okay? We're counting on you. It's been a great day, great morning. You're anxious to go and celebrate it with your family, friends, and loved ones. So I'm going to leave you with one further thought. And as I was thinking about this, I have been using this closing at every convocation ceremony, but I saw it in the newspaper. They used exactly the same thing I used, so I should have trademarked it. Didn't. So whatever intellectual property you develop, make sure that you patent it. Graduates, you made the grade. Go make your mark. Congratulations and all the best. And thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had another wonderful convocation. You know the expression, universities unleash talent. And here our graduates are going to be unleashed in the world and will do extremely well. But of course, you need, universities don't perform in a vacuum. So I'd like to, on your behalf, recognize the faculty and staff and give them a nice round of applause. A warm round of applause. And I'd like to take a minute and recognize the leadership of the university. A warm round of applause for Jeff McBoyle, who is the Provost of the university. Jeff. And finally, the leader of the university, the president, vice chancellor of the university, Feridun Hamdallapur. Feridun. So graduates, you are now on your way. The future's got all sorts of possibilities. God bless you in everything that you do. The convocation is adjourned. Thank you.